Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Hot Mess and Hot Glue. My name's Lynn, and let's have some fun. So for our first project today, I've got this bamboo cutting board that I got at the Dollar Tree. I have been waiting a long time for these to become available. I was extremely excited when I finally found them. I bought way too many, so I'm gonna have to use a lot of them up. They also had this really cute, the secret ingredient is always love, and it's a wall sticker, and I liked it. I liked everything about it except for the layout. I just didn't really love that. So what I'm doing here is completely disassembling it. I'm taking apart all the little details so that I can add them onto the wood board, I guess you could call it, kind of in a more personalized fashion. What I really like about these is they have a really decent stick to them. When I initially started this, my plan, I thought I was going to need 2 of these boards, but it turns out I really only needed the 1. I'm going to give them a full coverage using Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. And I don't know if you guys have realized this, but Waverly, I'm so scared because they went on clearance. I'm so worried that they're discontinuing Waverly paint. So let me know in the comments if you've heard anything about that. Luckily, I stocked up. So while those boards are drying, I found this really cute cooking play set at the Dollar Tree, and I took out the little pan and the little spatula, and I thought it would be really fun to hang them from the sign itself, since it's kind of a more kitchen decor, I guess. So I just used my ink by Waverly so it would have a nice matte finish. My paint it's so old, and so it's getting really clumpy, but in the end I got a really nice coverage, and I thought it was really cute. At Christmas time, we were given a gift card to Home Depot, and it came in this adorable apron. I had no idea what I was going to do with it, but there was no way I was going to throw something this adorable out. I actually had thought maybe about using it for the Elf on the Shelf, and then not everyone will just automatically have this adorable little apron on hand, but if you ever get one, I say keep it. So I just found a stencil that I had also from the Dollar Tree that had an apron outline. So what I did was I traced it, and then I cut it out onto a piece of felt just as kind of a separate option, so that you don't have to feel like you need to go to Home Depot, have a gift card, or anything like that. This also had really cute oven mitts, and so I tried to make those. I would have used them, but I lost one of them somewhere in my craft mess, so I didn't end up actually using them. But the apron, I think that's a really good option so that you don't have to go out and buy something, or if you don't have a particular item on hand. It's always nice to have options to customize it. Adding the little buffalo check kind of ties in with the farmhouse theme of the kitchen, and I thought it was really cute. I was really bummed when I lost it. Could I have made another one? Yes. Did I? Nope. So now that I have all the words cut out, and the paint is dry, I really wanted to age it. It was just too clean. It needed to be dirtied up a little bit. So using my usual antique wax by Waverly, I start off kind of slow. I kind of like to build on whether I'm whitewashing or I'm dirty washing, or however you want to say it. I really start off light, and then I get a little bit more aggressive and kind of build on it. It's a lot easier to add more than it is to take away and not have it affect the entire project. Wanted to make sure I got the sides though, because this will be a hanging piece. Those parts would be seen, and so I wanted to make sure that they all looked the same. I love this chippy brush from the Dollar Tree. That is my favorite distressing brush. So I'm just taking these, I'm peeling the backs off, which I had a heck of a time with some of these. Oh my goodness, that was probably the most time consuming part. Not even the paint drying. It was taking the stickers off of the backing. And I'm arranging them in a way that just kind of looked cute, the way that I thought it needed to look, and I really had no rhyme or reason to it. It's just stick them on as you go, and I really love the way that the these stuck on there quite well. As I was doing this, I kind of realized that it just looked a little boring. I knew I wanted to add some more embellishments, and so I played around with what I had cut out, and I liked the corner pieces, so I took all these corner pieces and I added them to all 4 corners. Still wasn't enough. I still had to go in and fiddle with it. So I'm looking at the borders, and on that paper it had just like these little subtle black dots, and I really thought that was cute. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too bold, and it wasn't going to take away from the current aesthetic of what I was making. So once I finally got the backing off of this guy, I went ahead and put the little dot border on all 4 sides so that it was, again, cohesive. Once that was on, it still didn't look done. It had these really cute, there was like a rolling pin and just some really cute stickers. And so I took all those off and I just kind of arranged them and added them to that as well. Of course, we need a layer of Mod Podge to make sure everything is sealed. So just using my sponge brush here, I'm just kind of giving it a nice even coat and making sure that it'll be nice and sealed. I do want this to last a while. I personally love the way this turned out, so I am hopeful it'll last me a while so I can keep it in my kitchen. I'll probably have to make another one and send it home with my mom. She's currently out here in Colorado visiting from California, and she's in love with Farmhouse Decor. Now, I did, unfortunately, lose a lot of footage, and so it doesn't show me decorating the little apron here, but this is the finished product, and it all came out so cute. Just a close-up picture on that. Now, the best part about today's video is it is part of the Friday Friend Hop, and it is hosted by our very own Heidi Sonboul. She is absolutely amazing. She is generous, she's talented, she's creative. You guys, she has 4 channels, so please subscribe, check her out. You are not gonna be sorry. She is amazing with what she comes up with. The Dollar Tree recently came out with these really cute, I'm not even really sure what they are. I think they're categorized as trinket trays. They have endless possibilities, so when my store actually got some, I was extremely excited. The round one here just kind of spoke to me in a different way. It wasn't going to be trinkets, and I didn't even want it as an indoor decor. Now that the weather's getting better, I thought this would make a really nice piece of decor to place out on a back patio, our patio table set, or even in the front, put it on that table. So this way, if I add a solar light, it'll kind of give off just this ambient pretty glow. Originally, I thought maybe wood glue would be strong. Then I thought, I have JB Weld, which is what I had showed previously. I probably would have used that if I could get the cap off, but I could not get that cap off. So I decided to use wood glue in the corners where parts of the metal ring meet the cement, and then just to keep the aesthetics of it, I went back through and I filled in some of the spaces with my standard Gorilla Glue hot glue and my Surebonder gun. And once it was completely dry, and even a couple days after I had done the project, I had picked it up, not really paying attention, but I just picked it up from the top cement round, and it was completely stable. I really love this glue. I think it gives you a really good hold. It definitely lasts. Now, the one problem that I was seeing as I was gluing this was I was getting kind of like uneven lines and bumps in the hot glue. That wasn't really all that pretty, so I just took this little spatula here that I got from the Dollar Tree and I just smoothed it out, and it made a huge difference. Of course, once I was done, it just looked a little plain. It looked like it was missing something. So I thought what I would do is hide the gold, which I thought, had I done this again, I would have painted it either white or black. But I didn't this time around, so I kind of wanted to disguise those, and I have this really pretty, I want to say it's boxwood, it might be eucalyptus. I'm really terrible with the names of all greenery. So I'm using it to just kind of drape and wrap around the gold band here so that I can kind of hide that and just give it a little bit more of a cozy it almost was coming off as cold, just that the cement and the gold, and nothing was really warm about it, and that was not the look I was going for this particular project. So I thought that adding the greenery would just soften it up a little bit and just give it a little bit more texture and dimension, and I was definitely glad I did that because I feel like it completely gave it the look that I was going for. I even debated adding ribbon or painting the cement. I mean, the thing is like I had mentioned before, I feel like the possibilities are endless. So I have it here with a little LED light just because it was really cold outside and I didn't want to go out there, but I love the way it turned out. And then kind of keeping with the whole outdoors theme, I really wanted to have something else to kind of put outside or on like a coffee table that's near the outside kind of thing. I just wanted to bring in a lot more just kind of light and a lot of lighting elements because, you know, we're outside more in the summer. So I took this wood round from the Dollar Tree and I'm using just my standard wood filler to kind of fill in the hole that it comes with. Once that's dry, I get it all sanded down. I also on these like to sand the sides because the sides where they're cut when you get them, they can be a little bit rough. I remembered I had this amazing faux leather ribbon and I just had to use it, and this really seemed like a great application. It wasn't going to be too dominant, but it also wasn't going to take away from any of the projects. So I went back and forth. Do I leave it just that, or do I add a little bit more of a rustic feel to it? Because again, I didn't want it to feel too modern or cold. In the end, I decided to just go with the faux leather. Absolutely have to go back to my Waverly antique wax and just kind of give this a quick little stain effect all over. I did both sides, top and bottom, and then I made sure to go around the side edges as well. The side edges don't take to the stain quite as well. It's a little bit more rough, but I knew I was covering that with the faux leather ribbon. I really wasn't concerned. If I wasn't, I would have took my circular sander and I would have been a lot more aggressive with the sanding approach to that. When I'm applying the hot glue, I don't want it to leave a lot of bumps on the leather, and so I'm pulling it, making sure it's straight, and then I'm pressing it onto my workstation and I'm rolling it as we go, so it kind of gives it a more flattened hot glue line so I don't just have all these bumps. And for this particular one, it worked amazing, but not everything can be rolled like that. I knew I was going to add a glass vase to this to sit on top of it. I didn't know if I was going to use the gold rim like I had before, but the glass vase was just lackluster, I guess you could say. So I love these rub-on transfers. I use them every chance I get. I'm pretty sure I've used them in almost every video that I've posted, and every time I say how much I love them. I'm just going to keep doing it because I love them that much. So I picked out the word home to go on one side. I picked out the word gather to go on the other side, so it was kind of a double-sided vase, as you could say. And then using some of the greenery from this really, really pretty floral rub-on transfer that you can get at the Dollar Tree, I decided to not do the boxwood looking one because that's the actual greenery that I put on the other vase. And though I like things to match, I didn't want it to be too matchy-matchy. So I went with this other greenery that kind of matched this more rustic, modern look of the vase, and I felt that this greenery complemented that quite well. And it goes on. I will say, if you're going to put it on glass, as soon as you touch that surface, it sticks. So hover over it until you know for sure exactly where you want it to be. I did make that mistake, but fortunately, because it stays on so well, when you go to rub the image over, it transfers really, really easy. And because those images just aren't quite enough, I wanted to add a little bit of glitz. I was thinking that these would add kind of a crystallic, that's not even a word, add a shimmer effect to this, because my plan has always been to put a candle inside of it. I didn't want too much, so when I came across these clear ones at the Dollar Tree, I picked them up. I knew that those were more my style as opposed to some of the colored ones. And then by placing this battery operated LED light that actually flickers and putting that on top of the wood stained stand with the leather ribbon around it, I thought this was just adorable. It's simple, it's to the point, but it does still have its own little statement. Now, if you guys are new here, I want to say welcome. My name is Lynn. I love to do home decor on a budget. Thrifted items are my favorite. Boho, rustic, modern farmhouse, you name it. I love to try it all. So, mentioning again how I lost a lot of footage, I had to take some still photos. My goal here was to make a tray, so I took two Dollar Tree signs that had said family on them, ripped those off. I placed some beads in between them, I whitewashed it really quickly, and then grabbed some really pretty scrapbooking paper, and I applied that with a glue stick, and then I sanded down the edges. So here's the finished project. I'm so sorry for this being such a rush, and I was heartbroken when I lost the footage, but I really loved the way this turned out. I tried to style it a couple different ways, both with the stripe and with the floral print, just so you can see it's multi-seasonal. This last one was also footage that I lost. I'm so sorry. Using another one of these Dollar Tree rounds, I came across this beautiful scrapbook paper that I had, and I knew I needed to use it. So I sanded that down and attached it, again, using the glue stick, and then I found this welcome sign at the Dollar Tree, and when I put it on top of this sign, it fit perfect. So I knew that those had to marry. We had to get those together. I had a leftover strand of beads from another frame, so when I attached it and it hung it up after attaching the hot glue, I thought it finished this off really well. Again, you guys, thank you so much for watching and being patient with my lost footage. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and consider subscribing and being a friend. Bye, guys.